Hello everyone, this is Stationery Stream, here with Pair Share Sunday. Today's pen and ink pairing is one I'm really excited about. This is the Monteverde Monza with an 1.0 calligraphy nib. This time it is inked with my very first fun ink, a Lamy Turmaline ink. And of course, as a newbie, the very first ink is always gonna be a bottle, because at the time I was thinking, dollars per mil, and it's a limited edition, it's gonna go. I love this ink, and I don't use it as much as I thought I would, because obviously I do like every single ink I get. So I've chosen the Lamy Turmaline for this fountain pen because it has some staining from one of the samples I had in there earlier. You can probably see it here. You see that brown liquid there on the sides of the section? That was from a sample of Robert Oster Cafe Crema. I should have known. People did warn me that that brown and red inks tend to stain clear demonstrator pens, and I thought, nah, that won't happen to me. So now I am doing the opposite and trying to stain it a different colour. So I'm trying to stain it a blue because I thought it might counteract the yellow orange of the Cafe Crema. I just happen to have that culprit ink sitting right next to me. You can probably see that colour, the exact same one in that section. I don't know how to get rid of it. I've tried flushing that pen multiple times. This is my last resort. And if this doesn't work, I am just going to have to live with it. So this pen is inked with Lamy Turmaline. I have used this before in the Parker IM. Back when I very first got the pen, but this is before I started this watch card system. I also had it in my Lamy Safari as well as my Pilot MR3. So eventually I plan to put all my pens down the side again. As you can see, this pen is eyedroppered. It has a capacity to hold about 2.5 mils, and I put 1 and a bit mils in there just because I knew I was going to get sick of it. I tried the Robert Oster Cafe Crema that was in there at full capacity for about a month, and that was a chore to use up. This one does not have any, silicone grease in the threads. It's just the O-rings by itself. So there's an O-ring up here, there's an O-ring over here, and then an O-ring over here. I did find that when I first started using this pen that the ink tends to blob out. And I had kind of right in this position until the feed was less saturated. So that's at an upwards angle, just until the feed was less saturated, and then I could actually tilt the pen to feed the section again. Otherwise, I would just get ink burping all over the place. I found from previous experience with this fountain pen that once you get to about here, which is about 0.3 of a mil left inside the pen, it just doesn't write without ink burping. So at that stage, I sometimes, if it says ink sample, I would suction out that spare smidgen of ink into a syringe and put it into the converter just to use the rest of that ink up. Otherwise, it just feels like a little bit of a waste. I mean, 0.3 of a mil is half a converter full, so I'm not chucking that out. So yeah, this is my new Pen Share Sunday. I'm really excited to use this ink. It's one of my favorite inks and it has a slight bit of sheen. Very fun for writing. And it's obviously, I'm very fond of it just because it's also my very first fountain pen ink that was a color besides black that I ever bought. Thank you for joining in on Pen Share Sunday. Pair Share Sunday. Feel free to share your own pen and inks. Thank you.